Hi everybody. I'm finished with 10 oil changes on my gearbox oil, and I have them all lined up here. This is gearbox oil 1 through 10, and the last one's just a fresh one. I'm getting ready to dump in the gearbox right now. And I'm not sure what my purpose is of this other than just to see if the clarity changes. And it's kind of interesting that these look a lot darker than the ones in the beginning, but as far as seeing a stick through it, that's my gauge. Real scientific, I know. I'll put this kind of behind the cup and look through it, and definitely still on the other ones over here you can see the stick a lot clearer than you can on the first beginning ones. Also on, I think it was 7, 8, 9, I went 2 hours between changes because this probably is 6. I can't read it from this side, but it's starting to get pretty clear here. And I was like, I hate to waste oil, and I think it wouldn't hurt to go 2 hours because it's looking pretty clean here. So I went ahead and went 2 hours on, I believe, this one, and this one. And this last one, I was going to go 3 hours. I ended up going 3.8 hours on it. And from here, I might go 5 to 10 hours. They say at this point you can just go, I think it's 25. Don't quote me on that. 25 to 50, I can't remember. I'd at least go 25 for myself. But is what I plan on doing for oil changes and gearbox changes. 25 hours. But let's see if we can see a stick. I'll try to see, hopefully you can appreciate what I'm trying to show. And again, I'm not sure what this tells you, probably nothing. I should probably send at least 2 or 3 of these samples to the lab just so I have a baseline to go off of, probably maybe toward the latter ones here, toward the end, just to have a baseline. And we'll see you in a little bit. All right, this is gearbox oil 1 here. You might be able to see a shadow behind it. I'm not sure. Here's gearbox oil 2. There, I'll try to keep them the same distance away every time here. There's 2, there's 1, and from what I can tell, you can't see a whole lot on those 2. We'll move on to 3 and 4. Again, these are hours, 3 and 4 hours. Let me back these others up. Here's 3, and I did stir these up. I know they've been sitting a little bit. Here's 3. Again, still relatively dark. 4. I can kind of start seeing a little shadow in 4. Oops, sorry, I'm moving my camera. In 4, but 3, 4. Move on to 5 and 6. They just visibly look clear anyway. Back these others out. So 5 and 6, really a big difference on 5. You can definitely see the oil is up against the cup. That's back a little bit, but 5 and 6 definitely see through the stick through there. We'll go to 7, 8. Again, 7, 8 are the ones that are. I went 2 hours, and I did write 2 hours on there and the date that happened. And sorry, see if I can see that. Again, from my perspective, you can see a little bit. I'm not sure if it catches that on camera. Still see through it a little bit. 8, I can still see through it. But again, definitely darker, definitely darker. And we'll do 9 and 10. Here's 9, 10. 9 got pretty dark. I'm not seeing the stick too much on 9. Maybe a little bit, Yeah, I guess you can. And 10. 10 is again 3.8, almost 4 hours, and I can see a stick through that. Again, it looks kind of darker, but I can still, as far as clarity, it's definitely better than the first 2 or 3. So there's that one, and again, not sure what that shows, but there you are. I don't recall if I ever showed the oil I'm using, but I'm using the Mobile One 75-90, 12 ounces. And this is, again, the 48 state gearbox I'm using. All right, I figure I need to get a video out. I have installed my pitch control rod that's actually connected to my main controls, and I flew with that just once, and that isn't going to be a problem. It held it. There were some small oscillations, but I was able to tweak the settings inside the EFIS screen to kind of dampen that down. So I also installed the roll. It took one flight, but weather kind of came in. I wasn't able to really play with anything. Took a second flight. I didn't really play with anything. I just see if it would work, and it actually worked. It kind of strayed a little bit, actually quite a bit, off my GPS course and then a heading course as well, as far as the roll part. And there's also another setting inside the EFIS screen where you actually start calibrating all of this stuff. And I actually did that today. So I went up to like 5,500 feet and started playing with that. And again, the pitch, it's not going to be a problem. The roll, though, man, I could not find a happy place for the roll. It would overcorrect. Then when it would get on a like the main course, you would have a variance quite a bit from the main course. It would just, again, keep just going back and forth, and I'm trying to increase the gain. I'm decreasing the gain on the roll servo, and then there's a dampening adjustment as well, and they have very detailed instructions to set all this stuff up. But man, I just couldn't get rid of the wondering. I just kept wondering, even, and I don't know if it's because maybe because the controls are married together. So when you do pitch, it's going to kind of affect the pressure on the roll. When we do roll, it's going to affect the pressure on the pitch, and those two are just working against each other. Again, I think it's a limiting thing to this kit. Although they've changed that now, which I was hoping I'd bought it long enough. It's been out long enough that they had changed it a long time ago if it was an issue. But again, I could almost fly better straight and level without any autopilot. And at least I'm not wandering on a line. But I'm going to keep playing with it. I'll look at the instructions some more while I'm on the ground here and see if I can get the roll. Again, the pitch is great. That's not a problem. But the roll, again, I can do it. I can set a GPS track to a destination. It'll follow it, but it'll just kind of creeps back and forth. So your ride's kind of like this, you know, and it don't need to be that way. So I'm going to see if I can dampen that so it follows more of a straight path here. You know, so I'll go dizzy otherwise. So anyway, that's where I'm at with everything. Still flying as much as I can here, but yeah, I'm almost like 20 hours. Still putting in all my data on the computer at the house, but I'll keep keeping you updated. I haven't put many cameras in. I realize it's a lot of extra work, and I just have a little bit limited time in the mornings to come out here. So I haven't been doing that, and I'm not sure if people like that or not anyway. So I'm still recording my data on my EFIS screen via a USB card, but for a flash drive. But anyway, everything's going great. Just keep you updated, and we'll talk to you next time. See ya.